When we think of trade wars, we think of the world's biggest economic superpowers going head to head over tariffs. We think of Apple, we think of Amazon, but we should also remember the impact of small businesses on Main Street USA. These bread and butter business owners, they are worried that the high costs of tariffs on imports could put them out of business. Case in point, a small company in Pensacola, Florida makes its planners in China, but that stationery, well, it is now subject to sky-high tariffs. The owner is suing the Trump administration, alleging Trump used his emergency power to illegally enact the fees. Here's what she told CBS News correspondent Jolene Kent.
If this is the end of my American dream, I'm going to go down swinging.
President Trump has said, short-term pain for long-term gain. What's your response to that?
We can't survive the short-term pain.
CBS News MoneyWatch reporter Megan Cerullo joins us now. And Megan, in general, why is uncertainty so bad for these small business owners?
It's a word that economists keep on using to describe the state of the economy and the business outlook. And the other thing that we're hearing about uncertainty is that it's bad for business. One entrepreneurship expert said that uncertainty is actually the enemy of entrepreneurship. That's because it can obscure business owners' future borrowing costs. It can make it difficult for them to set prices if they're subject to these ever-changing tariffs because they manufacture their goods abroad and they don't know how much they're going to have to pay because the agenda keeps shifting. Those are a couple of examples of why it's so hard to operate a successful business, especially a small one that has less financial padding than a more established enterprise in such an uncertain economic climate.
So what is the Trump administration's message to those small businesses then? How hard are they being hit?
He wants them to manufacture the products they sell in the U.S. They're being hit really hard, though. Some say that the factories that manufacture the types of products they sell don't even exist in the U.S. So I talked to one business owner who makes lingerie that she designs in a factory in China. She can't import it right now because she'd have to pay taxes that are greater than the value of the goods themselves. So it would make no sense for her to import those goods. She said that uncertainty is even worse than the tariffs themselves because if she decides to move manufacturing to another country and then the China tariffs come down or come off completely, she said it'll have looked like a silly mistake or a silly move.
Yeah, always very important to think of those small business owners too and how this is affecting them, not just the Amazons and the Apples. Megan Cerullo, thank you so much for joining us on 24/7 today. Appreciate it.